There's been a lot of scandals happening in our country, and I just want to break it down to you. Some of the monies that have gone missing, especially from the SHA scandal, the e-procurement that has been massively been vouched for by National Cabinet Secretary and Economic Planning John MBADI, alongside Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, and then the President. So we're going to start off with the President's expenditure. So Ruto's office, that is President Ruto, spent at least 1 billion Kenya shillings on advices. And then shockingly, 2.2 million Kenya shillings was spent daily on printing services only. And I want to break it down to you. The budget was 4.6 billion Kenya shillings. Printing services, let me break it down. 817 million Kenya shillings was spent annually for printing since they came into office, since the inception. 68 million Kenya shillings has been spent monthly, and 2.2 million Kenya shillings daily. Ridiculous on printing services. Now, on advisory services alone in the President's office, this is what the office has spent. On the Kenya South Sudan advisory, 62 million Kenya shillings was spent to facilitate that. Now, the Power of Mercy Advisory Board, 46 million Kenya shillings was spent. On counter-terrorism, 450 million Kenya shillings was spent. On economic and social affairs, 97 million Kenya shillings was spent. And then just on general administration, 1.9 billion Kenya shillings. Imagine that. Beg your pardon. Imagine that. Then just on leadership and coordination services, 76 million Kenya shillings was spent. The budget that actually, you had the State House was to construct a church that could cost almost 1.5 billion Kenya shillings. So for refurbishment alone, 399 million Kenya shillings was spent. And a budget of 1.2 billion Kenya shillings, with coordination costing almost 11 billion Kenya shillings. On statutory benefits for retired Deputy President and President, 548 million Kenya shillings is spent. And you wonder why we have a public debt, and in turn we are struggling with domestic or internal debt. But again, when it comes to the SHA scandal, this is the breakdown. So there's a pending dispute between whether universal health coverage workers are going to get payments or not. And in a total of them, the staff is 7,400. And then the issue that the SHA, the Social Health Authority, is struggling with is ghost hospitals. Some of them have already received payments that are non-existent health facilities that are not just there. But then there was an issue with Ladnan Hospital that's owned by the chairman of SHA, that according to a report that dates to October 2024, it received 195 million Kenya shillings in terms of claims payout. Beg your pardon. But then the questioning is, why is the chairman of SHA still involved? Remember, there was that anti-government, move. It was actually a bill where if you're a government employee, you're not supposed to do business with government. But again, he owns the hospital. Why is he receiving more money? The issues brought to Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, he said he's investigating into it. But then what caught my attention is the chief executive of SHA, that is Mercy Mwangangi. You could remember her from during COVID-19 with former Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, who moved to agriculture. Mercy Mwangangi says that 45 health facilities, hospitals were suspended. In total of suspended health facilities include 85. And this is the amount that they're claiming in terms of payouts from SHA, 82.7 billion Kenya shillings. A report from Aden Duale, Health Cabinet Secretary, said they had to hold at least 2.1 billion Kenya shillings that was supposed to be disbursed, and some of it was already disbursed to these ghost hospitals. And you wonder, people go to hospital to seek for medication. They're told SHA is not working, you've not been paying, and yet even for government employees who are on lower pay jobs or lower grade levels, they're being deducted every day. And yet when you go there, you're told there's nothing that has been deposited to your account since you started working in Gava. And these things are ridiculous and just annoying. And that's why there's a lot of public uproar, criticism, and just backlash. Now, the e-procurement services by National Cabinet Secretary John MBADI'S National Treasury. The thing is, how trustworthy is that e-procurement system? If a citizen the other day was another scandal that I believe a lot of people have not yet forgotten. What will make us trust the e-procurement system, especially in time when it comes to authentication? But they've defended it. I understand there's a move to impeach Sakaja over other things, but this is just ridiculous.